Okay, welcome back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick little once over of my office, and I'm going to show you where the new lab in my house is going to be. So first I will show you my computer setup. This is two separate systems. The lower 324-inch displays are on an AMD system. It's an older 965 black. Within the next month or two, I want to build me a Ryzen 1800 base system. The top two, the drawing display, are connected to a Intel i5 server. I use that server. I run Plex on it. I have my movies streaming on it, TV shows, music. I have several people in other locations that stream off of it, and I stream to it when I'm at work or I'm out on the road or something like that. It's pretty handy. Like I said, 324-inch displays. Let's see here. Then I got a 22-inch digital mono-price drawing tablet. Let's see, really nothing to show on it right now. And I do have a 41-inch display up top, and I have a 32-inch display off to the side. Seems like overkill, but if I'm working on a web project, working on a website, I'll have Adobe Photoshop open. I'll have my editors open, or sometimes I'll even be working in Adobe Premiere up top on the other displays. So I actually do tend to use most of the screen real estate. It makes you really efficient when you can just have so much room to throw around. And I have my laptop, just a little Dell. I got a couple control interfaces here. This is a Shuttle Express. This thing is pretty handy when you're working in programs like Adobe Premiere, Adobe Audition, pretty much any video, audio editing software where there's a timeline. Works great, and you can use that in Photoshop too. Then I have a Griffin PowerMate. Basically, I just use it for volume control for both systems. It just uses global volume control. Really neat little gadget. Not much on here. My little cheapy soldering station. Let's see here. This is the i5 based server. Just a cheapy little Esser, but it actually does a pretty good job. The i5 does. 16 gigs of RAM. I've upgraded it with SSD OS drive. Has total 32 terabytes of space on it right now, and it's probably about 75% full now. I've deleted a bunch of stuff. And here is my FiO. This is my amp and DAC combo. It's hard to see in here, it's dark. So this replaces your sound card. I don't use a sound card in my PCs. That works great. And this, you can also detach this and use it as a portable headphone amp and DAC combo. Of course, I got my old iPod. I use this when I'm out working in the shop, or I'm at work and want to listen to music. And I got the Anker, I can't remember what they're calling this thing. The Anker charger. This thing is really nice. The quick charge port charges my S6 in no time. Let's see here. It's hard to see in here. It's dark. Got my headphones. This is just full of different adapters. All kinds of stuff. Gender changers. You never know what you're going to need. An old tablet I don't use. Right here is the Raspberry Pi display prototype that I'm working on, and my Mega Squirt PCM. I'm waiting to get into my new lab before I really dive into this, but I do have some new products coming for this. As far as customization and controlling it, I think it'll be pretty slick. Some empty boxes, and here is my gaming consoles. I have a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 launch, PlayStation 3 launch, PS4 or a PS3 Slim, excuse me, and a PS4 launch. Then I just got a controller. I got a original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One S, Dreamcast, and a GameCube. Some miscellaneous stuff up there. Then I got my car collection up here. Eventually this whole wall will be gaming consoles. And the way I built this is this panel down here actually comes out and is actually further out. So you have up to, I think it's 6 inches from the back of this panel to the wall to give me plenty of room to run all the power bricks. And there's several inches behind this between the wall for all the cords to drop down. So all these will be powered on, all these will be connected. You'll be able to just turn them on and run with it. Some of my Stephen King and Dean Koontz books, I'm a huge fan of them. Just some old DVDs. I sold most of my DVDs. I had something like 400, 500 DVDs, and I just sold them all. I didn't have room for them. Some games. I have just really started trying to get my collection back up. I'm a fan of survival horror genres. So I've got a lot of those, like The Suffering. And then I'm a fan of games like Siphon Filter or Metal Gear. So I have all the Siphon Filters. I have all the Metal Gears. There's some real oddballs in here, though. Yeah. Lollipop Chainsaw. Yeah. That's a weird game. So, but there's my games. Eventually, I'll have a wall of those, too. Let's see here. More books over here. I have all the Walking Dead hardcovers. I love those. I've read them all. Just some car collectibles and stuff like that. And a guitar. Now, I'm going to show you the room that is going to become my home lab. Let's see. Right now it's pretty ugly. This room has been pretty much storage with no real use since I moved in here about 1.5 years ago. But that's going to change. I'm going to paint the walls white. There's going to be, since there's oddly no light in the room, I'm going to put the LED, 2 4-foot LED shop lights in here. I think that'll make it very, very bright. My transformer. So, but what I plan on is I'm going to have a 24-inch desk that comes out, be about this tall, that'll run over here, and then on this whole width of the wall I'm going to have a 30-inch wide desk come out, and then I'm going to have shelving, and then this wall here will be the wall that I have my Rigel oscilloscope, my power supply, my waveform generator, function generator, benchtop multimeter. All that'll be up on the shelves up here, and then I plan on putting storage here. So this room will become my home lab. I hope that having it here and just having everything I need here, I'll be able to prototype some stuff and get it out pretty good, because I have quite a few ideas of products that I want to release and stuff that nobody else is doing right now that I think people will be interested in. So a bunch of baseball cards worth absolutely nothing these days. So a bunch of stuff. Tools. Just pick these up. There's a magnet for my multimeter. Barrel crimpers from Snap-on. If you can see them in there. They crimp 360. Very, very nice crimpers. I got those for multiple sizes. If you ever plan on doing anything with wire ties, these are a must. These are flush cutters. See how the face of that is perfectly flat? If you cut a wire tie with regular side cuts, it always leaves that little bit of nub, and the way they cut, it sharpens it so it's like a little razor blade sticking out, and they will tear you up. But if you use a set of these, it cuts them off nice and flush, and there's nothing to stick out to cut you. I did pick me up a little power probe multimeter. I haven't tested it exactly to see how accurate it is. That's one of the things one of my first projects, one of my first videos. Terminal kit for different terminals for building harnesses. Hot snot gun. I splurged on this. I probably shouldn't have, but I get tired of not having the right small screwdriver. So I bought this set from Mac, and it comes with pretty much anything I will need. Torx, Phillips, nut driver. So, but I'm hoping to have the benches built within the next week or so. First I have to paint in here, get rid of all this stuff, and I will turn this into my home lab. So look forward to videos on that. Alright, take it easy.